Let's study the chapter Two Gentlemen of Verona. First of all, let's look at the introduction. The story recounts the hard life chosen by two young boys so that they could pay for the treatment of their sister afflicted with tuberculosis of the spine. The boys sacrifice their sincerity and devotion to the cause, and the maturity they display in their action gives a new hope of humanity. Now let's look about the characters in this story. Nicola, a 13-year-old boy, the elder of the two orphaned brothers. He is loving, caring, responsible, and innocent. Jacopo, the younger of the two brothers, and is 12-year-old. He has the same qualities of his brother and is more full of life. The narrator, a man of keen observation. He is helpful and friendly. Louis, the driver of narrator and his companion. Lucia, the sister of the two orphaned boys. She is admitted in the hospital as she suffers from tuberculosis of the spine. Overview of the chapter. The narrator and his companion met two small brothers at the outer part of Verona. When the narrator and his companion went through the lower hills of the Alps, the two boys stopped them just outside the city of Verona. The two boys wanted to sell wild strawberries to them, but their driver Louis said that they could get better fruit in Verona. The driver did not approve of the boys' appearance, as both of them were not dressed properly and they were not looking smart and impressive. One of them was wearing an old jersey and khaki pants, which had been cut off to resize them. The other boy had put on an uncomfortable old army tunic, which had also been shortened. The color of their skin was brown. The narrator found the two boys interesting. There was hardly anything interesting about the two boys, yet their appearance was misleading. Their eyes were dark-colored, thoughtful and sincere. The narrator and his companion found the boys interesting and strangely fascinating. The narrator's companion talked to the boys and found out more about them. They were brothers. The elder one, Nicola, was 13-year-old. The younger one, Jacopo, was shorter and almost 12-year-old. The narrator and his companion left for the town of Verona after buying the largest fruit basket from the boys. The narrator found the boys shining people's shoes. Next morning, when the narrator and his companion came out of their hotel room to the public square, they saw the same boys shining people's shoes near the fountain. They were very busy in their work. The narrator could not stop himself from being curious to see that they were engaged in so many professions. He observed the boys for a short while and went up to them. The boys behaved in a friendly manner. The narrator told them that he thought that they picked fruit from somewhere and sold it to earn their livelihood. The boys expressed that they did many odd jobs for a living. Nicola informed the narrator that they performed many odd jobs to earn money. He said that they even took tourists around the town to show them places of interest like Juliet Tomb and other places. The narrator asked the boys to be their guide and take them around the town. Sincere and devoted Nicola and Jacopo made themselves useful to the narrator by providing him with information about good restaurants. They brought a pack of American cigarettes for him, or they also got him seats for the opera. The narrator got further impressed by their readiness to work. In spite of their childish innocence, the two boys were quite lively and active. Even in summer, they continued to shine shoes, sell fruits, hawk newspapers, conduct tourists around and did all odd jobs eagerly without paying attention to the heat. The narrator offered to do something for the boys. The narrator and his companion found the boys in the desert square at midnight as they wished to sell off their unsold newspaper to the passengers of the last bus from Padua. The narrator noticed that they were very tired and asked Nicola why they worked so hard. The boy simply said that they were not complaining about it. Next morning, the narrator tried to find out what ambitious plan made them work so hard. But the little boys did not want to answer in clear terms. Observing their attitude, the narrator thought it better not to ask them the question. However, the narrator still offered to do something for them before leaving Verona. Jacopo told him to favor them with a 30-kilometer ride to Poletta in his car, otherwise, like every Sunday, they would have to hire bicycles and pedal all the way through the countryside. On the other hand, Nicola did not wish to take anyone's favor to make things easier for them. The narrator assured the boys that he would drive them there himself. The narrator got to know the secret of the boys. Nicola and Jacopo went to Poletta the next afternoon. The narrator, through the boys, would be going to some ordinary locality, but Jacopo directed him to a large red-roofed villa. The narrator felt surprised. The boys told him that they would not take more than an hour and suggested him to have coffee while he waited. Instead, the narrator followed the boys. As he entered the premises, he was greeted by a uniformed trained nurse, as that villa was actually a hospital. The nurse guided the narrator through the lobby to a small room and shoved him through a glass partition where the two boys were sitting by the bedside of a girl. The narrator requested the nurse to tell him all she knew about them. The nurse willingly told the narrator that Lucia was their sister and was suffering from tuberculosis of the spine. The children had always known a comfortable and a cultured life, but the war not only orphaned them but also destroyed their home and exposed them to a life of hardship and misery. Anyone who looked at the three of them could see a close similarity in their looks and could easily tell that she was their sister. The nurse suggested him to go inside, but he declined, as he didn't want to intrude upon their privacy. Moreover, he wanted the children to be happy with the truth that their secret remained guarded. The nurse informed the narrator that Lucia at one time was being trained to be a singer. Their father, too, had been a well-known singer in his times. However, war deprived Lucia of all the comforts of life and threw her into the streets, separating her from her brothers. The boys joined the resistance movement against the Germans, who had ruined their family. Later, Lucia developed tuberculosis of the spine. Fortunately, by a stroke of good luck, the two brothers found Lucia and started trying to restore her good health. Both of them struggled hard, day and night, to pay for her treatment. Lucia thus was hopeful and thought that happy days were not far away. Nicola and Jacopo gave a new hope for humanity. The story of the two brothers touched the narrator deeply. When the boys came out after meeting their sister, he drove them back to the city. The narrator kept quiet as he didn't wish to deprive these two gentlemen of the pleasure of keeping their secret successfully. The narrator thought about how Nicola and Jacopo took the hardship of life in a positive way. They put in all their game, their resourcefulness and energy to face all the challenges that came their way. According to the narrator, they were real heroes and gentlemen. They showed the meaning of true humanity to the world. Let's look at the summary of this chapter. The story teaches us to keep our self-respect intact in the face of adversity and not to expect or take any help and mercy from others. Okay friends, I think you like this story very much. Thank you for watching this video.